Welcome everyone, right, to this quick interview series, Mr. Andrew over here, right? And before we begin today's interview, bro, share a little bit about yourself. What do you do, right? For the audience to get to know you a little bit better.
So, hi, Andrea. So, I am a personal trainer. I'm based in Kuching, Sarawak. I have been in this industry for close to, I would say, this year coming into 12 years now. Yeah. So yeah, I've been training people ranging from different backgrounds, be it athletes, professionals, regardless whether you're coming in to train for a specific sport. That's what I've been doing as well. Just that now I'm trying to shift this to the digital side,
Mm.
wanting to get my voice out there more.
Great.
Yeah,
And I guess the first question is like, what got you interested in wanting to? Because you've been doing very well in your own space, right? Coaching, right? Helping
yeah.
people, right? Even like putting athletes, right? High level folks, right? So what made you want to even help folks in the digital space in the first place? What triggered that desire, man?
So all this came down to when my girlfriend, Stephanie, was telling me like, you've been giving people a lot of advices in coaching as well as myself, but you don't get out there, and you've been telling me that you want to get grow big, you want to scale. So why don't you get into the digital space, so you can get your voice out there more.
Mm.
In a way, it can also help me to reach out. That way I get to meet different kind of people. Who knows? I
Mm.
may get in different cases, cases that I've never met before. So I'm always up for the challenge to wanting to help people out there.
Nice. And I guess the next question is like, what do you feel are the biggest problems, right, that people are facing right now when it comes to their fitness, their health, that you've observed over your years, right, of helping folks out? Like what are the biggest problems that people face, and like even like mistakes, right? Like what do you think are some of the observations, right, that people you feel that hey, they actually got to know one or two of these things, right, they can really ramp up or improve their health and fitness for the long term?
I would say the biggest issue right now would be for my clients, for instance, they have this identity crisis. I'll put it that way, right? So everyone would hop onto social media, scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, like comparing themselves to what they see on social media, but little do they know that this is not them, you know. So what they need to understand is that you're doing this for yourself instead of I want to have this body, I want to look like that. How about you want to look like your best version of that's the mistake that they have there. Well, one of the mistakes. The other thing is that a lot of hearsay. I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll do this, I'll do that, but without really understanding the purpose of doing it. You know, then they get lost. Or setting a goal that's way too high to achieve.
Mm.
You know, or having a social circle that tells them like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. The lack of I would say the lack of real information out there,
Mm.
especially when it comes to the topic of slimming products.
Yep.
We got clients that literally stop training with me because they found this slimming product, they hop onto it claiming that it could burn calories like
Mm.
up to 2,000 calories an hour.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So eventually, all these clients, I mean, I'll just take one for example. She ended up having kidney issues.
Mm.
Yes. So she recently contacted me again, and we've talked about getting her back on track again, to help her with her issue. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah. And
yeah,
I think that's the the thing about the health industry, right? People are always trying to sell the next like quick hack, quick pill, right? But you never know the
Yep.
side effects, which is a big issue. And I know in your case, it's not like immediately when you graduated, right? You wanted to be a fitness trainer, right? You want to be a health, like you want to share a little bit of a story about how do you get to this space where you're so passionate about helping people out, not just to be fitter, right, to lose weight, right, but really just be healthier overall. You know, share a bit about how did you get to this stage in the first place, man, over the years.
So over the years, I was my first job. I was a chef, right? I was in Singapore,
Mm,
working at Rock for a little bit. And then I came down with this severe hand condition that literally forced me to quit the that industry. So came back here not knowing what to do. I was overweight, depressed. I looked worse than a Homer Simpson. You that's when I decided to, you know what? Let's start off by going to the gym and see if I could make a difference, any difference. And let me tell you, the first time I hopped into a gym, it was scary. It was really scary. I had no idea what to do. Machines look intimidating. Huge dudes walking around, and I would say in a month I would only turn up probably once a month.
mm,
But the the part the time where things started to change is when I lost a close friend of mine to heart attack. And that's when I was like, you know what, maybe it's time to get my health back on track. So I started training myself, trying to look up to look up online on things that I can work on, exercises, things like that. And then I hired a trainer, uh,
mm,
one trainer. He got me through 3 sessions. Out of that 3 session, I didn't really gain anything from that. I couldn't learn anything. You know, it's like when I ask him what's the difference between this grip and that grip, and he'll be like, "Well, you want more, you got maybe more."
mm,
So I was like, "Okay, if this industry is like that, you know, maybe I should head into this industry." You
mm,
know, um, yeah, I mean, it's the same as my career as a chef. I just love making people happy. Yeah, and not knowing that when I jump into this career, I would end up not just making people happy, but also improve their quality of life, you know, um, for the long run. And that's when I was like, oh, this seems like something that I could work on. And then over the years, I started picking up the habit of competing in powerlifting competitions,
no,
bodybuilding, did a little bit jujitsu every now and then. It was fun, and I met my mentor. He got me to where I am today.
mm.
Um, Not an easy person to deal with, but without him, I would be where I am today. You um, but yeah, being where I am today, the way I've trained my clients from day one to where I am today has also changed a lot over the
Yep,
years.
yep,
As I was younger, it was always hardcore, like push on, beast mode, and things like that.
yeah,
But sitting where I am today in my 30s, I'm trying to approach things on a holistic manner as well.
mm,
Where I take not just your health and fitness into consideration, um, but also the mindset, the
mm,
mental aspect of things as well.
mm,
Because as you know, after COVID hit, things started changing. You know, you're not living the same way as you did before. Stress level is up there.
yep,
You know, uh, you people have limited time, so I guess that's where I would come in and try to show people that you don't need to spend an hour, you don't need to spend 2 hours in the gym to get you to where you need to be in order
mm,
to get your health back. Because when it comes to health and fitness, let's be frank, it's more than just diet and exercise itself. It's
yep,
more than that.
mm.
So yeah, that's
Nice.
that's that's what I'm doing. right now.
Yeah, and one thing I've observed, right, definitely is like I can see that sparkle in your eyes, right, when you talk about health, fitness, gym, right? For sure, man, it's like radiating out from you. And so I guess to go deeper, right, when you say it was fun, right? Bodybuilding, right,
Yeah, yeah.
gymming, right, stretching yourself, like what do you feel fun about it? Was for me, right? For example, I'm like, okay, I mean I get the power of gym, but what's something why do you find it fun? Like why do you find it so enjoyable, right? To the point you are even willing to help and teach people and make it your full-time career as well. Like what energy, how does it energize you when going to the gym, right? The fitness for yourself, man.
I would say it's every day is a challenge. Yeah. Every day. Although you meet clients almost every day, different clients. What I enjoy is that I love helping them to see beyond what they can do.
Mm,
I like to lift them up. So let's say if I were to train you, come in like, hey Drew, I'm really tired and all this stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's do something out of what you normally do. We'll mix things up a little bit, and just to make you feel that it's not the end of the world.
mm,
You have a bad day, you know, but as long as you're still breathing, I can put a smile on your face. That
mm,
that makes it enjoyable,
mm,
especially at the end of the session, the client would say is like, you know what, thanks for today, bro.
mm.
It's what I really needed it. It's
Yeah.
things like that that keep me going.
Yeah. Do you feel that it was a product of what happened to you when you started as well? Like what made you so like enjoy this so much and have that sparkle in your eyes when we talk about it? Like, did it happen to you in the past through your second mentor, of course, not the first one, right? That got you where you are, or do you think it was something deeper than that? Like, was there any internal shift, right, or transformation that happened because of your journey into getting fitter, getting buffer, right, getting healthier for you?
Mm. I would say it's a combination of my second mentor as well as what I've gone through myself.
Mm,
You know, um, I have stopped competing in any of those disciplines for I would say 5, 6 years now. As I realize, like bodybuilding, for instance, is not sustainable. It's
mm,
not the pinnacle of fitness.
mm,
You look good on the outside, but inside you're messed up. You know, um, Same as for powerlifting, for instance. Um, great, you get to lift heavy stuff, and then comes the maintenance week. You're gonna have this injury, that injury. So is it sustainable? No, it's not. You know, um, so that definitely what went through my mind was that I I kind of let myself go a little bit. So I gained a lot of weight as well.
mm,
I wasn't as lean as I was. I wasn't training as hard as I should have. And that's when I realized, like, it takes more than just training itself to be healthy.
mm,
It takes more than just eating healthy itself to be healthy. Because if we don't work on our internal, the external won't happen.
mm,
You know.
mm.
So one has to learn to harmonize the body itself,
Nice.
before moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm hearing is that in the past, right, even though on the outside you might look good, right, people might have been admiring your body and whatnot, right, you might have been thinking about competitions, but internally there's a lot of issues, and that's what triggered, right, your desire right now to create, yes, right, to still continue training and be healthy, but also on the inside as well, which I think is extremely powerful also. And speaking of that, right, so what do you think, if I were to ask you, like, what do you think were like the top 1 to 2 like proudest transformations you have created for some of your clients right now? Anything they can think of, not just externally but internally as well, right? What do you think was some of the most your proudest accomplishments you have felt, right, after being in the space of personal training, fitness, right, in your world right now?
I would say my top two. I would say number two would be this client of mine. She is in mid 50s. She was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Right.
Wow.
She came in really skinny. As I'm also training the doctor that's treating her as well. So we both kind of work together and try to get her health back. And the proudest moment was 9 months down the line. She came to me one morning, smiling. I was like, "Oh, what's up?" It's like, "Oh, Andrew, I'm cleared." It's like, "Cleared from type 2 diabetes." You know, I was like, wow, that was nice. Yeah, that was good to hear. You know, the number one transformation for me was that I got this guy in who had multiple surgeries done on his lower back. His knee had hip replacement. You know, had his knee replaced from a really bad accident.
Mm,
Um, so he has already trained with several trainers,
mm,
and he wasn't happy with the way that he was training with them.
mm.
When he came to see me, he weighed in at close to 129 kilos.
Oh shit.
Yes. So I told him like I'm not gonna train him as hard as other trainers would do. You know, we'll work from level one. You know, 12 months down the line, we got him down to under 100.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, and his knees felt better. He didn't need to use those expensive knee brace which he got. You
mm,
know, body was able to move better. You know, he felt good with his body for the first time.
mm,
Was confident. You know, to him, it's not about the abs. To him, it's more about him being able to move without feeling pain, especially
mm.
waking up in the morning again. You know, so physically, that's one thing. Internally, you know, he felt good himself. So that is a win for me.
Yeah, amazing. That's some amazing stories, man. I'm sure there are many more, right, that you have
Yep, yep,
behind that, right?
yep.
Helping people who might have been almost like stuck for a long time, people who are a bit hopeless, right? But really transforming, right? Not just the external, of course, but I think what you get the fulfillment, right, is that knowing that you change someone's life for the betterment, and that's amazing. And I think which I think is linked to my next question, which is, I mean, you're building this business, right? It's not the easiest thing in the world because not everybody, right, wakes up one day to say, hey, right, I need to be healthy in my life, right? I don't think it's the easiest thing, right? Malaysia, right?
Yep.
And running a business is not easy. So what keeps you going? What keeps you moving forward? What keeps you driving yourself, right? Instead of choosing something simpler, right? For your career, your income, generally, like what keeps you going? What was like what makes you right choose right this path, right, that most people might never even think of, right, or even consider doing?
I would say this might sound a bit funny, is that I would like to play that superhero without cape in everyone's life. You know, that's something that keeps me going, you know, in this industry and trying to spread information that is real, you know. Because as you know, there are things like, you know, 3 months body transformation, things like that. But the question is, what are you going to do after that 3 months? You know, so it's things like that that keeps me going, and also the I'm always excited to take up complicated cases. You know, people with this surgery, that surgery. You
Mm,
know, I'm up for those kind of cases. You know,
mm,
but also just meeting new people every day.
mm.
You know, so like looking forward to have you next as well.
Yeah, amazing. And I
Yeah.
guess the from what I'm hearing, right, it's not just about like helping people be fitter, right, but just enjoying, right, the process of meeting new people, right, and a bit of problem solving, right, where other people might think it's impossible. You are showing people that it's freaking possible,
Mhm.
to get there, right. And I think that's amazing as well. And so I guess the next question, right, is for people who might be watching this, right, or thinking that shit, like Andrew, this sounds all good and stuff, but I think I'm someone that has been trying it for a long time. It doesn't work for me, right? Any like tips or any words, right, you have for this group of people who might have that desire, right, to become healthier, right, to change their bodies, but they've been trying for a long time and they failed, right? Any tips, advice, right, words for this group of people?
I would say try not to complicate things, especially when it comes to exercises, especially when it comes to nutrition itself. Because the more complicated things are, the more complicated it is for your body to understand what you're doing.
Mm,
You know, go back to basics. You
mm,
know, if it doesn't work for you the first time, try another time. You know, it's that there are numbers of ways to try to get out there, but the key is, you know, don't stop, don't give up. You
mm,
know, you don't have a gym, you don't feel like lifting weights, it's okay, go for a walk.
Mm.
swim. As long as you're moving, you know, try to find new things. Don't complicate the workout itself or the nutrition itself. Then you'll be fine. But the main thing is to also make sure you sleep.
Mm.
People these days they don't really sleep.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you get your sleep in. Learn to manage your stress levels, and then the results will come.
Yeah, I think when we mentioned sleep, I was like, shit, man, even I have to go and work on that sometimes, right? Which is
Yep,
extremely important as well. But yeah, I guess this comes to the end of our interview, right? And I think we got a lot of different insights. And I think the main message from what I'm hearing is that, right? I think two, number one is it's always possible. Right, whatever you're facing, right, someone might have had it worse, and they probably have overcame it as well. So I think just
yep.
always focus on the fundamentals, right, and just keep going. Number two is that fitness and health is not just for the external portions, right? But it's also what it can create in terms of internal transformation. So I think that's amazing also. But yeah, man,
Mhm.
Andrew, I think with that, any last words before I finish this interview, right? And where can they find you as well?
So, last word is that just keep your chin up, don't give up, keep moving forward, move every day, stay hydrated. If you want to look for me, I'm always on Instagram itself. It's Hey Coach Drew. You can
Okay.
search for me there. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice,
Thank
right?
you.
If not, for those who are watching, hope you guys enjoy this interview, and we'll see you guys very soon. Bye.
See ya.